I declare this celebration open.
Good afternoon, everyone. Those are very nice whoops, and I hope there'll be a few more during the celebration this afternoon. So look, it's very nice to see you all. Thank you very much for coming. Welcome to you all. And of course, it's a great pleasure to be part of these celebrations this afternoon, recognising, of course, the success of our class of 2020. No? Yeah, exactly. Thank you very much. On cue. Good. So, of course, look, this is clearly not a normal degree celebration. This is not what you were expecting. And, of course, it's not been a normal year for us either. So the pandemic, of course, has impacted on all of our lives in ways that we couldn't have imagined over the last 18 months. And you'll have your own memories, I think, of summer and spring 2020 and how our campus community shifted to almost entirely online. So it wasn't the conclusion to your degrees that you'd wanted, and of course it wasn't the conclusion that we had wanted for you either. Yet, I think in the most challenging of circumstances, you showed resilience, ingenuity, and tenacity, all the hallmarks of a great Birmingham graduate, to overcome many of the challenges to complete your degree. So you should all be extremely proud of what you've achieved. Graduations, of course, are defining moments in the university's calendar. And while we celebrated with you virtually last summer, we remained committed to inviting you back to Birmingham to celebrate your achievements in person. So, of course, we're delighted to be here celebrating with you. And whilst this isn't the Great Hall, it's perhaps the Great Marquee, we hope you have enjoyed the opportunity to be reunited with each other and to share your success with your friends and family, to wear some fancy graduation robes, of course, and to recognise and reflect on all your achievements. So thank you very much, of course, for making the time to celebrate with us. So in this extraordinary 18 months, of course, the university has had to play its part too in the nation's response to the crisis. Our researchers have developed new tests to develop COVID, new medical interventions for those suffering from it, and we've contributed to the understanding of the disease so we might better deal with it. And you've all played your part too, supporting vulnerable members of your community in Selly Oak and communities further afield. Some students, of course, have distributed food and medicine to those most in need, volunteered in test centres, helped friends and neighbours, and found ways to adapt and respond to the enormously challenging circumstances. The student response to the pandemic that you all began in 2020 has continued, and we are grateful and full of admiration for the ways in which our students continue to support our communities and others too. So you came to Birmingham, of course, because you wanted to come to a great place of learning. You wanted to test yourselves, and you wanted to equip yourselves for your next phase of your life. Your experience won't have been quite what you were expecting, but you are here today having overcome the many barriers and having achieved your goals nonetheless. So these degree celebrations in the Green Heart are a first for us. But of course we are a university of firsts. This was the first campus university, the first campus to incorporate a medical school, to allow female students to take medical degrees, and to create a women's hall of residence. And more recently, we were the first university to open a secondary school, the first to open a Tier 2 testing laboratory for COVID-19. And perhaps today is a first for you too. You may be the first in your family to graduate, the first to study in this country, or maybe the first to achieve a postgraduate qualification. Some of you, judging by the colour of your gowns too, will be the first to make a particular discovery in some area of doctoral research. And of course, you are all amongst the first to graduate through a global pandemic. So I think that the disciplines in which you're graduating will have taught you many foundational skills, which you'll now be applying to further study or work. I think that you are well prepared for what comes next, and you should feel confident in your ability to face challenges and opportunities as they come. Use these skills well. Work hard. Take opportunities as they arise. If someone asks, say yes. And, of course, remember to help those around you, whatever your line of work. And for most of you, last summer will have marked the end of one kind of relationship with the university and the start of a new one. Of course, you are now a member of a distinguished family, a large family, one with over 300,000 members in 170 countries worldwide. You are, of course, a graduate of the University of Birmingham. We're very proud of our alumni. They engage in an astonishing array of projects and professions, and of course we look forward to witnessing your own achievements and successes in the years to come. Keep in touch with us, of course, and we promise to keep in touch with you too. So you and those who are with you have many reasons to be proud this afternoon. Many congratulations to you all, and good luck and good fortune in everything to come. Congratulations, class of 2020. Thank you. So it gives me great pleasure now to pass to some of our student speakers, our student representatives from the class of 2020. The first, Dara Archibald from Chemical Engineering, will come and say a few words on the podium. Thank you very much.
Welcome and congratulations, class of 2020. It's taken us a little longer than planned to get here, but we finally made it. We can all agree that our final year wasn't what it hoped to be, and I'm sure we all found it difficult at times. However, I believe it is more important to take a moment to reflect on all the positives from our time at the University of Birmingham instead. As it is here where we met people who have become lifelong friends, and who we share experiences and memories of this campus and the city. We should all be incredibly proud when reflecting on what we have achieved and how we have developed as individuals. But we couldn't have done this alone, and I think it's very important to acknowledge and thank all of our loved ones who supported us over the years, helping us through the tough times. I'd also like to say thank you to the university lecturers and staff who inspired us personally and academically. I know for me that I wouldn't be here without the support from the School of Chemical Engineering. If this past year has taught us anything, it's that we don't know what the future will hold for us. The future may be a scary prospect, and undoubtedly our plans and goals will change. For each of you, I hope that you may have time to reflect on the weight of your achievements and our privilege to have an education. I hope that you are able to use your talents to have a positive impact on the world around you. I believe that having a positive impact is the most important thing that we may do and may hope to achieve. Our actions will reflect how we are as a person and will help the world become a kinder place. There are many ways we may do so through how we treat others and the choices that we make. And I hope that being kind and thinking of others leads you all to have a fulfilled life and a wealth of happiness. I wish you all the best of luck, and I hope you enjoy your celebrations today. I'll now pass over to Francesco.
So, dear fellow 2020 graduates, congratulations, first of all. I think we'd start with that. I'm humbled and honored to speak to you today, 1 year after the end of our experience as university students here at the University of Birmingham. Like I'm sure many of you, the ending of my time here at the university was not ideal and quite rushed due to the then spread of the COVID virus. Since that moment of my leaving and more recently, I have had the chance to reflect on my time at the university and to remember some of my personal highlights from then. Running from Selly Oak in the morning to make my 9 a.m., whilst having the time to stop for a much-needed coffee at Starbucks, walking into the law school building and then missing my 9 a.m. because I had the wrong room, participating in all society meetups and networking events with law firms, or spending the entire day and night at the library to finish that massive essay that I put off until the very last minute with my friends. I am sure each of us have their own versions of these moments and highlights of our time here. And these are just aspects of what has made the time at university special in our own ways, and something that will accompany us throughout our lives and careers. Recently, I was reflecting on how personally, as I'm sure many of you, never had that much needed closure that comes with final graduation celebrations and a normal final year at university. I found myself, after almost a year of leaving England, reminiscing on all these times, on my friends here, the university campus, fab events on Saturday, and more. Do not get me wrong, my year at the university was not filled with rainbows. Throughout my time here, I passed some of the toughest personal and professional periods of my life, facing doubt and uncertainty. Particularly for our cohort, COVID only resulted in making these inevitable feelings for all of us worse. That being said, I would not change any aspect of my time here and would not substitute any hard periods throughout this. As cliche as it sounds, it only serves us to build us into resilient and stronger members of society and prepare us for our future paths, both personal and professional. Nonetheless, even throughout this difficult period in our lives, I invite all of you to reflect on your time here, the positive experiences and memories that you will bring with you forever and will undoubtedly be of service throughout your life. I wish you all a bright future and for all of your dreams and aspirations to come true. Although at university we're sometimes convinced that if you don't have 10 plus internships or you don't find your career path right after university, then it's over, I think we've all slowly begun to understand that we each find our own paths at different stages of life, and that it's never too late to find happiness and satisfaction, no matter where you are, with whom, and what you are doing. Some of us have been called the Corona cohort. Take this as a strength. Even throughout one of the most difficult times for our society, we managed, overcame, and succeeded, with this celebration being proof thereof, and a much-needed closure for many of us. Each and everyone should feel proud of this. Finally, I would like to take the time to thank, on behalf of all of us, I believe, here today at the university foremost, for allowing us this much-needed closure and opportunity to celebrate our successes. I would also like to take the time to thank all professors, the university staff, and the tutors for their invaluable work during such a difficult time for all of us, never wavering and always working to support us through their work and to the best of their abilities and strengths. Personally, I would like to also express my gratitude and thanks to my two personal tutors, Dr. Marianne Wade and Dr. Paul McConnell, for always supporting me with my struggles and aspirations, like many other students present here today, as well as Ms. Leanne, who is over there right now, and who has supported many of us students throughout our time here as Student Experience Officer. On a more personal note, I wish to end by thanking my friends sitting here in front of me, being with me, supporting me throughout this journey and beyond, and becoming my second family. My girlfriend, who is supporting me constantly from afar. And last but never the least, I wish to thank my mom, sitting out here with you all, who has been my support throughout my life, allowing me to experience incredible opportunities that not everyone is lucky enough to experience. Mom, thank you for being the rock that you are. All my successes in life are thanks to you. Class of 2020, now go out into the world and make the difference that University of Birmingham graduate can make. Thank you. And now, without further ado, I'd like to introduce the next graduate speaker, Patrick Urio, to whom I'd like to pass the floor.
Thank you very much. Thank you to the fellow graduates. Firstly, I'd like to say thank you to the Business School for giving me the opportunity to give this address. And on behalf of the class of 2020, I'd like to say to all the family and friends, the distinguished guests, the faculty who have joined us here today, to help put all of this together for such an amazing event. To my fellow graduates, we're finally here. Finally getting the opportunity to celebrate our amazing achievement and all our hard work. It goes without saying that we graduated at the most bizarre and unique time. In 20 years, we're going to look back at this and say that we were at the end of our degrees when coronavirus first started. And so we went through such a struggle as they adapted to how to finish our degree. But thinking beyond that, it seems like only yesterday that we were all starting for the first time. that we were getting lost on campus, looking for accommodation, looking for friendship, looking for friends, and especially for those business school graduates here, it was for the first time that they were managing money and getting their student loans. I seem to remember having a friend who thought that student loans came in monthly, so they spent all of their money in the first 3 weeks. It's a real adaptation, living on your own and managing things for yourself, and that in itself is an achievement. So just like me, I thought that investing some resources in my education would be a good idea, such as this essential Apple Watch that I bought in first term or first year. We've learned a lot through this past 3 years. But the purpose of our degrees, for me, is an investment in our education. For me, it does not only mean a piece of paper. It's an investment that will shape our lives, providing the foundation for our career, but also the life lessons that come along with meeting so many different types of people from so many different cultures, ethnicities, or academic backgrounds. But more than that, I found that my time at university was shaped more by what I chose to do beyond the degree and the soft skills that it provided me with. As a first year, I didn't know anyone. I found it difficult to connect with fellow flatmates, and I missed the familiarity of sixth form. So I got involved and joined societies. I became a student rep. I went to many events, tried sports, and it took time, but eventually I found my way. My confidence grew, and as a rep, I volunteered to be the chair of Economics Student Staff Committee and soon found I had a talent for negotiation. It wasn't just about telling lecturers that what they were doing was wrong. It was about telling them what students value and what they liked about a particular lecturer's approach, sharing good practice and communicating where things didn't go right. That soon turned into high-level business school meetings, where I was one of 2 students who fed back to all the program directors and important people across the business school. Learning people's names in particular meetings, who they were, the acronyms, the meeting papers, all of it was so foreign. But what I realized, now working, I still have to do that. And it's actually the soft skills that you get out of doing that made it so valuable. Now I realize that actually doesn't go away. When now I'm starting a job, learning people's names, being polite but also tactful, are all part of it, and I use these skills throughout my career. In second year, I got involved in student societies, joined a committee, as several other students do. I was social sec. We organized welcome events, pub crawls, nights out, and a formal ball. It all taught me about communication, time management, and planning. And in final year, I worked and enjoyed getting involved, meeting new people, all sorts of skills. And I took on so much, and I took on more than I could handle. Economic Society president, being a student ambassador for open days, business school rep, College of Social Sciences rep, University Senate rep, all while asking my course mate Jack to save a seat for me in the library, which I got back to eventually. But it taught me so many skills I would never regret it. I am so forever grateful, because ultimately we all came here for some primary objective, to get this degree. But I, like so many of you, have gained so much more that I wouldn't have had this any other way. So now, like many of you, I'm now working in the real world, and I'm learning the new painful realities are kicking in. Getting up early, having a line manager, appraisals, and even paying council tax for the first time. Being a graduate is very much part of my professional identity. When introducing myself to other people, I say, I'm an economics graduate from UOB, and soon to be health economics master's graduate, but it's part of who I am and who I introduce. It's not a sense of elitism or intellectual superiority that graduates can often get coupled with. It's a sense of pride, not only for myself. I personally am dyslexic and I've ADHD, so I've battled throughout my education. But now I'm a manager of the intensive care unit at Queen Elizabeth Hospital, the hardest hit hospital of coronavirus. And I'm using the skills of my degree to help people throughout the hospital. I'm proud to say that I went to this red brick university down the road with the shiny new buildings. But also, I feel a pride in the university community I came from and the world-class graduates that have come before me and after me. Every day I meet new people and they always ask me the same question. What's your background? What did you do before? And it may be a nurse, a doctor, a director, or accountant, or even for the engineering students here, a medical engineer. And I say to them, and if they say to me, rather, they went to UAB, there's always a connection. You can always find something you can relate to. May it be, what streets did you live in Selly Oak? Or what was your go-to place for food after a night out? Roosters, Pizzaland, Dixie's, or Chicken.com. There is a battle between them. It doesn't matter what subject you did, what experience you had while here. Being part of this graduate community means that we all started from the same place. And looking back at it all, university is what you make it to be. We all have different experiences, different talents, and have our own priorities, and I wouldn't have changed any of that. So I'd like to conclude, I would like to thank my parents, my mum, my dad, my stepdad, and my girlfriend for helping me through this. And thank you to all of you for being here today.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Dara, Francesco, and Patrick, for your very personal reflections on your time as a student with us, and indeed in your time since you've left the university. It really is wonderful to see so many of our graduates and your families at this event, an occasion which, although sadly delayed by a year and not quite the occasion you had imagined, it's an occasion that is really an important moment for you to celebrate your achievements during your time here at the university. And the sunshine is out as well. The sun has come out as well. You will no doubt remember the day several years ago when you first came to study here at the University of Birmingham. You met new people, you developed new ideas, you've overcome new challenges. You've grown academically, intellectually, and personally. And now today, you have spent more than a year as graduates and as alumni of the University of Birmingham. Many, many congratulations to you all. And whilst we celebrate your success, I do think it's worthwhile for our graduates just acknowledging the support of people who've helped them get their degrees and also indeed progress their lives. Your families, your parents, your friends, and indeed the tutors, the professors, the lecturers, the support staff who've helped you. So a round of applause for my graduates, for all those who've helped you. For those of you who have begun or continued your working lives after graduation, you have entered what is undoubtedly one of the most challenging job markets in living memory. To those who have entered their chosen profession, many congratulations, well done. To those who have yet to do so, please do not lose heart. You are a Birmingham graduate, and a degree from this university is not easily obtained. It is valued by the country's top employers who recognise that this university provides you with an outstanding education, equipping you with the intellectual curiosity, confidence, knowledge, and transferable skills required to thrive in your careers and make a difference in the world. You are already a high achiever, and while there will always be challenges, and undoubtedly there will be some setbacks, we have no doubt that you will make a success of any task that you set yourself. Birmingham graduates have always been characterised by their perseverance, tenacity, and personal resilience. Yet, as the graduating class of 2020, these have been tested in truly unique ways. Many of you will have faced significant personal challenges, whether you've had to recover from COVID yourself, spent periods self-isolating, coping with studying or working from home, or taking on extra caring responsibilities. Some of you will also have experienced the sadness of a personal loss. You will know the ways in which the pandemic has affected you personally, and you should be proud of all that you have accomplished in the face of adversity. Do not forget the character you have shown. Instead, draw on it as a strength. You have seen your way through uncertain and difficult times. Whatever challenges you face in the future, you will be as well placed as any to meet and overcome them. As a graduate of this university, you have gone out into a world that desperately needs you. It is a world that you can help to remake, a world that you can help to reshape, a world that needs the kind of skills, ability, the kind of commitment that characterizes students and graduates from this university. The university's motto speaks of this, per ardua ad alta, which means through great efforts to high things. Your great efforts have already brought you high and great things, the degrees we celebrate today. But your efforts will undoubtedly take you to new places and to still greater heights. You will test yourselves, you will prove yourselves, and together you will help rebuild the world for a better future for us all. Wherever you find yourself in the world, you can be assured that you will always be part of the Birmingham family. We hope to welcome you back again in the future, whether that is for further study, to mentor a student, to come to an event, or simply to reunite with your friends and enjoy our beautiful campus. We will always be here to provide you with advice, to support you, and to celebrate with you as your lives and your careers develop. So as we draw this particular celebration to a close, let me thank you for everything you have given to us and to each other during your time and your studies with us, and all that you have continued to do since your graduation. The University of Birmingham would not exist but for its remarkable students, its remarkable graduates, and its remarkable alumni. I wish each of you great success in the future, and I trust that your experiences at Birmingham will continue to help shape your lives. Thank you. And I declare this celebration closed.